the money in your ear, doll Avant, that's still double O. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, we have made it to day 37 of this 100-day challenge. Now, what if you gave 100% of your best effort 100% of the time for 100 days? How would your life be different? What if you followed your intuition 100% of the time for 100 days? Do you think you can make some money? I think we can make some money. So, we're rising. That's what we're doing over here. We're normalizing greatness over here. We're not taking excuses. We're not taking the low road anymore. Matter of fact, we can't afford to, because our future is at stake. Our ability to maintain our hard-fought freedoms is at stake right now. The things that our ancestors have fought for, and they moved mountains so that we could be here. And let it not be said that on our watch, we sat here and watched them roll back everything that we fought for. Let it not be said. Okay. So I'm just creating a space on these interwebs, a place where you can come and have a conversation about your greatness. These are the assumptions that I make about you over here in the dollhouse. You are brilliant. You are powerful. You are smart. You are on point. You got everything you need on the inside of you. Even when things don't work out, even when things don't go your way, even when it doesn't work like you thought it was going to work, you're still fine. There's something greater. Your future self has already got it figured out. You've got an internal GPS that's going to take you exactly where you need to be. And you don't have to worry about anything. You're breathing right now. You're here right now. You have what you need in this moment right now. And right now, this present moment is the only thing that's real. The place is always here. The time is always now. Just be present. How do you overcome any problem, any concern, any pain, any challenge? Is get present in the moment. Don't go to the past and, oh, I wish I had done something different. Why they didn't do this? I can't believe they did this. Mm-mm. And don't live in the future. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do because Mm-mm. Right here in the present moment. Okay, because intuition is speaking right now. Intuition is telling you what you need to do right now. Intuition is giving you what you need right now. And if you focus on that, take a step, take another step. It's like a breath. You can't breathe in the future or in the past. You have to do it right now. You can't live on the oxygen from the past or your future. It's right now. It's right now. So I want you to get really comfortable and to make it a habit to force yourself when you getting, anxiety or fear. That's because you're focusing on the past or the future. Fear is not false evidence appearing real. It is focusing your emotional energy and attention on a reality that you do not desire. So every time that you take your focus off of the present moment and you say, oh my God, I'm so behind. I can't believe I should have did this and this last week, last month, last year. I wish I hadn't talked to that person. I wish I hadn't made that decision. Oh my God, da 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 da, in the past. You're not focusing on the present. Anytime you're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got this bill coming up. It's like, oh my God, this deadline is coming. Da, 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 da. Only got 3 months left in my savings. I don't know. Da, 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 da. You're not focusing your attention on the present. And you are so powerful because this is how our human technology works. You're so powerful that it doesn't matter. Your system doesn't know that you're in the past or in the future. It's still doing the thing. So if you focus your attention on those things instead of being present with what intuition is speaking to you right now, to do right now, today. If you keep running old programming, you're supposed to, okay, I really need to sit down and get my YouTube going. I just need to take time and, take one step at a time. But you keep running an old program that says, well, let me run to the store. Let me go get me some food. Let me go get some fast food right quick. Let me go over here. Let me run over here. And you let all these distractions, because you've programmed those things. They're already available to you. I'm just going to watch my show, child. I got to watch my stories. I'm just going to do this right here. I'm just going to, instead of what you're supposed to be doing, you're running an old program. but your system is still doing what it's supposed to do, what it's designed to do. So the time that you spent is clocking. Time is a location. It's just clocking. Where was your energy at this moment? This moment, this moment, this moment. It's a map. Okay, these become the building blocks, like on a cellular or a quantum level, as if your cells, your cells are the building blocks, will make you a person, make your body up. And the same way, energetically, on the quantum level, every decision you make every second of every day, it's clocking that, and you're building something. You're giving emotion to that. Your emotions is energy in motion. You're creating something based on where you spend your time and your focus in any moment. So instead of living in the past, living in the future, stay present right here. And that is how you overcome any challenge, any issue, any emotional anxiety, anything that's got you stuck or blocked or feeling away. Get in the present, stay in the present, have the discipline to do that. So that was for somebody, because it's a lot going on out here, y'all, and we're not going to make it if we just keep doing like we used to do. We can't do that anymore. And we can't wait. It's not, well, when I get some money in the bank, or when I get this figured out, or when I can just get there. If somebody would just give me something, then you start chasing again. You got to be present, just like your breath. Be present. You cannot live on the oxygen that you breathed yesterday or the one that's coming tomorrow. You have to be present. To be present is to be alive. There's power in your present moment. Okay. So, but there's something that we did not get to on yesterday. I want to make sure that everybody has this, because, we're doing the big 5. If you don't know what that is, I'll share the resource list with you in the links. But there are things that you need to be doing every day. Every day. Yes, every day. We can't play these games. We have to do it every day. If you're not doing it every day, that means there's no heartbeat in your business. There's no motion in your business if you're not doing these things every day. So I want to normalize us actually taking steps toward what we say we want to build and doing it every single day, not just like, I got inspired one week, one time, I went to this conference one time and I did the thing and that was it. Like we need more. We need more than that. Okay. And so let me share this resource list with you. These are the things you need to be doing every day. If you're not, let's start today. I try to get off within 90 minutes of all these calls. I'm trying to get it down to 60 minutes because I want you to have time to go back. You still got time in your day to go back and do some work, make some phone calls and do some outreach and things like that. Because that's where your money and your power resides. Okay. It's going to be in the work that you're doing every day. Y'all's comments last night were hilarious. So thank y'all who were participating on the Thursday night call. Hilarious. We had a good time. And then I went crazy. I did three guest speakers back to back to back. Just to let y'all know, I'm like this all the time, but we live by this energy. And the people who are living by the energy are getting the results. But that, again, has a lot to do with when I say cocoon, when I say focus on the present moment, when I say, get out of your head and just focus. Like, okay, once somebody says, okay, I know what I need to do, that is a destination. It is like setting your GPS. Now, your job as a mature adult, your job as the creator of your own destiny is to now lock in on, I know what I need to do, like a GPS would lock in on a destination. Because then at that point, it doesn't matter, if there's traffic or something, it's going to reroute you, but we're headed to the destination. So if I keep saying, and my intuition keeps saying to me, I need to, y'all can fill in this blank for yourself. What is your intuition telling you? Or you're like, I know I need to do. What is that like for you? What does that sound like to you? She said, come on, Afro. Hilarious. What is intuition saying to you right now? Like today, this week? Like, I know I need to, ... How do you finish that sentence? Whatever that is for you, I'm going to need you guys to actually do it. Not like, oh, okay, I know I need to do that. And then you go back to your old programming. Because what did I just say? It's keeping you out of the present moment. And your power is in the present moment. Your ability to create something that doesn't already exist is only in the present moment. So if every time you ignore your intuition, you are locking back into some past program that you already set for yourself. And you're creating more of that. Every time you get worried and nervous and, oh, I'm not sure, and I need more credentials, and I need another thing, I need something else to be ready, you're trying to go into the future. There's no power there. You can't create over there. The technology doesn't work in the past or in the future. It's only in the present. Okay, so I just shared the list with you guys, the 5 things we need to be doing every day. It's really not optional. It's really, really not. And so I am endeavoring to make it so simple for you to not have the, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to work on. Now we do. So then once you know what to do, how did you get here? Intuition brought you here. However you got here, you know what I'm saying? You got a coach. I'm telling you what to do. So now that you know what to do, then the job becomes rearranging everything in your life to make it so that you're doing that, what you know you're supposed to do. And you stay there in the cocoon long enough for it to produce different results in your outcomes. Right? So a lot of us are like, well, I know I need to get on social, but I'm telling you what to say when you get on social. I'm telling you strategically what it means to get on social, not just randomly posting, oh, it didn't work. Well, how about we learn some things? How about we learn how to do it? It's a skill, right? So I need to be getting better and showing up on social. It's a part of the system. It's a system. I talked to enough people, so now I know how to show up on social. So now I know how to engage, and now I'm actually getting, feedback. There's a feedback loop there, as opposed to, well, I'm just on social, and then next month you're working on something else. Like, that's scattered energy. We got to focus our energy. So there's something that a lot of us are still building out, and I want to make sure I give you at least a framework for how to think about it. And there's like 4 basic things that you need, 4 different paths to work with you that you need to be able to offer at any given time. We do the Afro method, and you get through the conversation, you ask the 6 questions, you find out their aspirations and frustrations, and you're able to share your framework in a way that sounds natural to you because you've been practicing your pitch every day and all that kind of stuff. If they reflect back to you all this strong emotional language, like, oh yeah, this is just what we need, and and I was just talking about that, and I really need that, or whatever, then you need to be able to give them some value right away, and also talk about the opportunity to work with you and know what to offer them in that moment. But most people only have one thing. It's like, hey, I just met you, pay my price, $500 or $2,000 or whatever it is. And that's it. And there's not enough room for that relationship to develop. One offer is not enough. If you're selling something for $29, okay, fine. But now you're going to have a volume issue. I would even say to you, you need more than one offer so that people can pay you more. If you give them something for $25 or $45, cool. That's like an entry point into the world that you're building. But then there should be more. If you are inviting people, let's say you're building a nonprofit and you're inviting people to do like a one-time donation or something like that. That's cool. But what would be better is, creating some kind of ongoing ambassador program where they commit, if it's a big corporation where they commit for, 2-3 years at a time. Or if it's an individual, maybe they're doing monthly donations instead of just at one time donation. And in order to do that, it's going to require more work from you because you got to create more touch points and more ways to engage people so that they stay locked in. The energy continues to flow because that's what money is. It's just energy, right? So we need more than one way for somebody to show up and come into our world. Okay. So if they land on your page right now, and the only thing that's there is one thing, not meaning you need to have 12 different things on your page. That's why we're doing landing pages for different campaigns. But I'm saying if you only have one way for somebody to pay you, we need to do more. We need to do more. So 4 things. Where is our cheap and or free resource. Does everybody have that? Something you can offer something right quick, real quick, that's gonna give them immediate value, but it doesn't cost you anything because you did it one time and it's there. But like a real resource, a reference, something that they could come back and use over and over again, something that's really valuable. And a lot of people, you were able to do that with some content that you're creating. But do you have something like that's intentionally like, okay, if I were you, this is where I would start and send them to this resource? Everybody needs that. Go ahead.
I created I call it a website guidance checklist for people just to start to assess where they are in their website knowledge and journey. So we have a place to start, and it's free. It's just a Google form that I created and put up there, and now I'm referencing it in like some of my posts and some of my Substack notes and things like that. It's on my website too, for really people to click and start.
That's really good. So what how would you describe it? It helps people what?
It helps people assess where they are in their knowledge of what their website needs right now.
Okay.
Basically. Because a lot of people don't know where to start or don't know what questions to even ask. So I'm giving them the questions. I'm like, okay, what's your, first of all, do you have a website or are you looking to get one? What's your hosting name? Like, do you know that basically there's certain pieces of information that they need to know in order to move forward smoothly. So we're starting there.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. So we want to incorporate that into everything. It's like, listen, I know it can be confusing. I know it can be, just, this is what I would do. Just take this tool, use this. It'll take you 5 minutes, fill out. Like you need to be saying that to everybody in the world.
Basically. Okay. Yeah.
And what that's going to do is like bring them into your universe and, all of that. But you're getting to see patterns. You can see how people respond, maybe have a point in there where they can just put a long form, like just.
Yeah, I do have something that just says, is there something that you want to know? So, okay, that works. And then I'm working on, I started and I need to finish and I have it on my list for this weekend to keep working on it. Those templates that I told you about that I feel like I'm gonna charge maybe $29 or something, so that they can just download it. They buy, download, and then they can go through those prompts themselves.
Beautiful. Which leads me to tier number 2. Everybody needs like a very simple product. We'll call it product for prospects. These are something that's really inexpensive, $27, less than $100, basically, an entry level thing that's again going to give them value, but it's not something where you have to spend time. Like if everybody is going to need some version of this, just have it there so they can go through it, like you said, on demand, on their own time. It's scalable that way, as opposed to you having to sit there and get on a call for 45 minutes to take somebody through, those steps. But everybody needs those steps. That's what you want to offer to people. So we need a very low tier item. And if you have questions about how to apply this to your specific business or model, feel free to, come off of mute or if you're on the Zoom, or put it in the chat if you're streaming.
What was the second one? I'm sorry, dog. What was the second one? A
product for prospects. Something that's really inexpensive, $25 to $97. Less than $100, basically, that they can buy. So, like in your case, we need some merch. We need, or it could be a book, or, but something that they could support the cause. It's tangible.
Okay.
But it's not necessarily like an organization writing you a $20,000 check, or it's not necessarily, even an individual making $100 or $500 or $1,000 commitment or whatever. But it's just something that's just like, boom. If you support what we got going on here, grab this.
Okay.
I would do like you could do a coffee table book. You could do long term. You could do like a short film series or something where you're telling these stories about what's going on in Atlanta or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? And then have it as a way of showing support. Again, the more tangible it is for people, even for a nonprofit, the more you're going to get traction with people, giving you money. So something that they could pay for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And then the third thing is like the third tier, let's say. So we have this free resource that people need just to get started. And that also you're going to get their contact information in exchange for that. So that's why quizzes, assessments, checklists and things like that work really well. Free reports and things that they actually want, though, not just like something that they're never going to open. Something for very cheap or free. Tier 1, that's like a gift. Tier 2 would be this product for your prospects, people who are kind of on that pathway, but maybe they're not ready to pay, a whole lot of money just yet because I just met you now. You want something for that. Tier number 3 is going to be this your core offer. So the main thing that you probably had in your head when you were first, coming up with your business or whatever, the main thing that you want people to do with you. Some of y'all need to raise your prices, but we got to think about what that is so that, this is all these steps are leading people somewhere with you. It's not just like, hey, Mitch, you want to buy something, but you have a journey for them now. So whatever your core offer is, and really think about what that pricing looks like, what that business model looks like. Is it a monthly, service, membership, ongoing type thing that what is it that we're actually selling? And how can we crystallize the value of what they're going to get by buying the whole thing from you, if you will. And then your ongoing or your almost like an upsell you would want to have available. That would be something that's even more expensive than that. Like in order for them to get access to me at this point, the way that I'm restructuring it all, house, let's say it that way. We have the book. We have a whole lot of free stuff that you can access. Then we have the book. And then my core offer, I'm changing it. But let's say that was done. This would be this vault of all this information of how to do all this stuff. So you don't have to search 1,000 different places to try to figure out what to do in your business. Like everything, the 5-star system, basically, from start to finish in order, which is a zoomed in part of the roadmap. I would give people, okay, this is how you do your pitch. And you get that done and you go to the next, like that, all the way through to social media and everything, exactly how to do it all in one place. That might be my core offer. And then a product for, let's say, clients, people who are already in your world. They already bought something from you and whatever. So this is where you might have something that's ongoing, like an ongoing membership. You might do VIP type days where they're getting more of a one-on-one with you. Maybe done for you services, like where you come in hands-on, actually do something inside of their company for them. But that should be like way at the end. You should not be showing up and just giving of yourself in these early stages just to try to get a client, because it's, number one, it's not sustainable. And number two, it constantly requires you to be looking for the next person, as opposed to building a system and letting people come in that system and you get paid all the way through. So any questions about that? These are the 4 things that everybody needs to be developing and working on in terms of what an offer should feel like. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that I went over that, because it's also going to increase your revenue. Like I said, instead of trying to keep finding this one person, okay, every day I got to find one person, pay me $500. It's like there's different ways for people to pay you on their own time and their own pace, which is how a real business functions. When you think about it, it's like Nike or whatever. Like people finding all types of ways to pay them, and they don't have to just sit here, okay, I need another client, I need another customer, I need somebody to come and do. You don't have to do that. So always be thinking long term and building out a flow. Everything is supposed to be a flow. Currency is supposed to be a flow. So a flow of people come into your world, they learn something, they get knowledge from you, they're like, okay, cool, you get their information, they get value, and then we're moving them down, downstream, if you will. And having those touch points gives people a way to do that at their own pace, as opposed to, I met you, I heard about what you got going on. That's so great. If they're not ready right then, and there's nothing that they could do other than say yes or no, But if you have something for them to do, then they stay in your world, if that makes sense. So you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel every day, every week. That's really, really important. Okay. So assuming we know where we're sending people, we got an offer to send them to. We need to talk about selling. It should not be a bad word in business, but in entrepreneurship circles, it usually is. People say, "Oh, I'm not a marketer. I'm not a salesperson." Da, 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 da. And they always want to try to go and like hire somebody or just like randomly run ads or try to get a marketing agency or somebody to handle my social media. Like we just try to skip this part. And this is like the core skill set that we actually need to develop. You need to be able to communicate with the human in a way that makes them want to give you money. So a clear offer is a part of that, and then the clarity in how we're speaking about it is the other part of that. So let us dive in a little bit to what it should feel like when you're having like a sales part of the conversation. Again, if you don't have that internal certainty and that clarity, we got to be present in the moment. The focus should be on what we're doing right now, what we're building right now. So if you're like, well, I don't have my pitch together, I don't have my, my offers are not together yet, I don't have, well, let's work on that. And don't keep ignoring that and just going weeks and weeks and weeks without building that out, because these are the tools that you need so that when you're talking to people, it's a lot easier because it's very clear what it is you're offering them. We just have to have that clarity and that internal certainty and the focus on the present moment. What's most important right now? What are the top 3 priorities for this week or this, this weekend, for next week? What are the key signals? Because everything else is noise, okay? Everything else is like not real because it's not here yet, or it's a program from your past. But what are those 3 or 4 key priorities that I need to get this done? I need, whether that's finishing your product, redoing your landing page, working on the pitch, whatever that is. If you're not sure from asking questions and you're like, I'm not sure, then we need to go talk to enough people till we get sure. And that should be your priority, not just like, I'm not sure, and then weeks go by and then months go by and you're still not sure. You got to go find the data to answer the questions. I had a session with somebody from the Dollhouse the other day, and I said, okay, so tell me the version of what we're doing, what we're talking about. I said, let's pretend that I'm interviewing you. You're on, the local news, and she just wrote a book. And I'm like, okay, we're sitting down, and we have here today, our guest, and tell us about your book and why you wrote it. And she kind of had an answer. And I said, well, why is this urgent? Why is this so important right now for people? She couldn't answer the question. And I'm like, girl, this is your homework. She's like, no, I know, I got it. So she's taking the audio from that session, because you know how I do. I get in the energy with you, and then we're brainstorming different things. But she has to actually meditate on that until she embodies the energy. So nothing else is more important than that. It's not like, oh, we're just going to go on about my life. Because she was saying, I want to sell. She had a certain number of copies of the book she wants to sell. But you can't answer the question. You can't take me on a journey, even in your conversation about the book. So the book is not going to sell itself, right? So that's what I want to talk about today. We got to get to the point where we have enough clarity around what it is we're offering, enough structure around how we engage people with the offer, the value ladder that we just talked about, and then enough confidence in our own process of how we're handling the flow of these conversations, so that we can make it easier to transition into, sounds like there's an opportunity for us to work together. This is what we have based on what you got going on. This is what I recommend. Da, 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 da. Would you like to get started? And stop talking. Like, I want us to get to that part. I want us to get to the what we doing. Like, this shirt actually is, somebody gave it to me in the Dollhouse. If I stand up, I'll disappear. But on the front, it says, we are high value entrepreneurs. And then on the back, it says, what we doing. And it's hilarious. I love this shirt. But that is the ultimate goal, is to get to the part of the conversation where it's just like, well, I don't have any, I mean, there's no more questions. Like, you've answered everything. You removed the question marks from your prospect's mind, and then we're building a system, so there's always more people coming into what you're building. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get both of those right, you got a business, you winning, you're gonna be fine. You can pay your bills and buy you a house. fix your credit and move to the island and do what you need to do. Like, we're fine. So we can just solve for these parts of the equation, and then we have everything we need. So I think that's really, really important. Now, here's the problem. We got to reprogram our thinking again, because most people are thinking about sales. If I say the word sales, which I never use that word, but when I say that, they think, oh, that's being salesy or manipulative or pushy. They feel like it's icky. They don't want to think about it, don't want to talk about it, and all of that. Because they think it means that you're convincing somebody to buy something. And that's not what we're doing at all. We're asking people what they want and then giving them that and making it easy for them to, you know what I'm saying? So we don't have to be salesy. We don't have to do any of that. We are coming from a place of service or providing solutions. Sometimes they don't know they have the problem. So then we got to spend more time educating them. Maybe they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they need. So we got to build a world that makes it easy for them to say, oh, yeah, that is true. Oh, I do need. Oh, I never thought about. Oh, okay. And then it's like, and by the way, you could do this on your own, but I got something that makes it easier for you to do that. That's what that world, that offer, that ladder, that value ladder is designed to do, to get them to the point where they recognize that they do need what you have. And then, of course, they're going to buy it because they know they need it. It's like, yes, hello, I'm doing that, right? So that's what we're trying to do, is build a world that they walk themselves into the value, as opposed to you trying to have to convince somebody that they need something from you. Because who has time for that? I mean, seriously, why would we do that? Like I said, you're brilliant. You have a solution to a real problem. And as we're working on this ladder, this value ladder, with these 3 or 4 tiers, steps that you're taking people on, then now we need to be making more offers. We need enough people coming through the system so that we can make more offers. So posting content, or even having conversations, but never saying, you know what, I can help you with this. Would you like to work together? If you're not saying that several times a day or throughout the week, where's the money going to come from? It's not just going to automatically come out of the sky. So we got to get past this mental block. Okay. We don't want to get weird and awkward when it's time to ask for some money. We don't want to apologize, downplay ourselves, and do all of that, and discount yourself. Yes.
So I'm wondering, a lot of my business is me working with a client, and I've been trying to figure out a way to not give so much of myself. So I think that's why I'm veering towards the templates. But do you think that's a good, that's okay? Because I find that a lot of people want me to work on it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it would be a good idea to have something to give them where they can work on it. Mm-hmm. I'm still trying to figure that out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe videos or something. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. But how much do you charge for your time? If you were coming in?
For me, I charge $100 an hour.
And do you have like a minimum?
For
like minimum hours?
Oh, not usually. Usually it's I have a consultation with them. We figure out what exactly they need, and then I go back and give them an estimate of how many hours I think it will take me.
Okay. I think you're on the right track in terms of the templates and trying to find ways for them to kind of be over there, because
do the simple things for themselves. Yeah.
Because I would be charging, like, I wouldn't even leave the house if I were you. Like, it would be a minimum. Like, you want me, my brain, my time, my energy. Like, I'm consulting, like, I'm coming into your business. Mm-hmm. Like, that should be like a premium service.
Okay.
And the more you can figure out what that is, and then you take pieces of that, and that's what you create as these other products, right? So
okay, because right now I have this client, it's a nonprofit organization, and I am consulting for mm-hmm. them, or for their web developer. Mm-hmm. So, well, really anything about the website that anybody has questions on. And then I'm also helping to work through the errors and things that are coming up as we're building out this website. So I'm charging, you know, my rate that I normally charge. So you're saying that I should charge more?
I would charge
for
more
going.
for your,
I mean, technically, I'm not leaving the house, but I am, you know, in the organization helping them.
They're accessing your brain, exactly.
So you think I should charge more for that?
I would.
Okay. And then I charge $200 a month for maintenance packages. Okay. Like if people just want a simple, I do like a 12-month contract. I'll update your plugins. I'm here if your site crashes. You know, I update content and images up to a certain point. Yeah. And then I'll charge more depending on what they need. Yeah. If it, you know.
I like that. That's a good kind of ongoing tier 4 kind of product. So yeah,
I would like to set it up so it just automatically, like right now I just give invoices every month to my clients, but I would like to automate that.
Yes.
So I don't have to even worry about that.
Exactly. That's what I would do. Because you know, that could be yeah.
I mean, I guess I could call it a membership.
Yeah, like a membership.
Maintenance membership. Okay. Yeah, that gives me an idea. Thank you.
Absolutely. And shout out to y'all who are on the Zoom. I said I was gonna do this every day. So we got Alfred in the house, Magaya, Asia just jumped in, Clara, what's going on? Cheryl and Tracy as well. Good to see you guys. And thank you for spending your afternoon with me. And I see y'all on the live. I don't know who I'm seeing, but yes. Oh, that's Tish. What up? What up? She said her website allows people to get free home buying, home selling guide. Yes, that's what they need. Also, I know that you can meet people where they are. I keep talking about this credit thing. I think you just got to help people get into the house. I think that'll be a big deal. And then also on the other flip side, helping people to think about their home as an asset and how to leverage that or the selling process or whatever. All of those are ideas for things that you can create that would add a value. Tish, so good to see you. Somebody had their hand up, or did I answer the question? Okay. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's happening. Most of you guys, if you're in the energy, you're having conversations, you're outside, you're talking to people, you're doing the thing. People are opening up to you, they're telling you all these problems, they're sharing their struggles, they're relating to some aspect of the vision of what you're doing, what you're building. You're listening, you're adding value, you're being helpful, you're doing all of that. And then you're like, oh, well, it was great. Let me know if I can help you in any way. And then that's it. And that's not, we got to stop doing that. Okay. No more free pricking the brain sessions and all that kind of stuff. We want to go through the whole Afro method. So we need to have some kind of offer or invitation on the end of these conversations. When they are really reflecting back, like, oh yeah, this is what we need, you got to build the muscle of saying, listen, I'm hearing what you're saying. And based on what you got going on, you need this, 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 and this. Now, I can give you some tools to help you do that on your own. Or, you know, if I work with you to do this, you know, But I really think this is an opportunity for us to work together and stop talking. Okay. So that this works if you're trying to get in retail, you're talking to, you know, potential buyers of anything. It's just like, okay, we had this whole conversation. If we got into the energy, they say they're interested, they need something, and yeah, this is what we're looking for. The answer is not, okay, well, keep me in mind. Let me leave you my card, and you know, just let me know if you. No. We're inviting them to buy something. Let them say no, but not because you don't ask. Does that make sense? We got to switch that up. So if we're listening, I get on the phone, potential retailer. So tell me what you got going on. I mean, do y'all even have any vegan options? I mean, what do you guys, you know, have on the shelf? Like, how are you serving it? And you get all the information. Well, what has worked for you in the past? What have you tried to do? You know, the 6 questions, we go through all of that. And then if they're really reflecting, like, you know, you talk a little bit about your work and it's like, yeah. And they're like, that sounds, yeah. And they're reflecting that back to you. You've got to get very comfortable with this part. Okay. So we don't want to confuse. In other words, we don't want to get in an energy where we think we're being nice or kind to not, like, we don't want to intrude. Well, I don't want to ask them for the money. Like, what do you mean? You're inviting them into a solution that they need. So We got to switch that programming so it doesn't feel like weird or like, oh, I don't want to ask them for anything. Why not? Why not? Why would you not offer this value that you have? And also because you want to know if you're talking to the right kind of person, you want to know if they're interested. Because if somebody can put off spending money, of course they're going to put it off. So if the place is always here and the time is always now, you want to lock in that moment and just say, okay, so be present. So it sounds like, I'm hearing that you need some support. So talk to me, like, this is how I work with clients. Do you want to work together? What are we doing? You got to get really comfortable with that. Okay. So fear of rejection, fear of sounding pushy would actually stop you from serving somebody who needs your help. You see them struggling, you see them going through it, you see they got 18 kids running around and they need some support. Listen, how do you keep these babies together? I know they're outgrowing clothes and doing all type of things. What have you done to work on that? You start the conversation. And then when they tell you, it's like, listen, I'm building a solution for busy moms just like you. This is what we do. I would like to work with y'all. What do you think about this? Let's stop talking. All of us can do that. It's just we've been programmed to think there's something wrong with that. Okay. So fear of rejection. What if they say no? We don't have time to deal with that because you think your offer is not good enough or you're not experienced enough. You're not sure about your price and all of that. So it keeps you from making an offer at all, which is why we have to do so much of this foundational work that we've been talking about during the 100-day challenge. Because if you get it everything just tight, just so based on all these conversations, this is what I know people need. Like you could stand on something, then you won't feel away. The more clarity you have on what you're offering and how you're speaking, the less you'll feel resistance to just inviting people to buy something from you. Sometimes we're afraid if they think, oh, they only think I'm talking to them because I'm just trying to sell them something. And you don't want to feel like it's transactional. But if you're actually adding value at every point of the conversation, it won't feel like that at all. You would have already changed their whole mindset by the time we get to this part of the conversation. I feel like I don't have to sell very much at all. I really don't, because the way that I talk to people, I'm listening, you tell me what you got going on, By the time I get through, I'm like, okay, you need this, and this. And they'd be like, and I'm like, so yeah, run that play and you'll be fine. And then they'd be like, well, but I need more of this. Like, hold on. They'd be like, wait, wait, where are you going? Like, and they want to buy something. Okay. And sometimes I don't even have nothing to sell because I can't be taking no more clients. I really can't. So they'd be like, no. I'm gonna need, what do I need to do? And so the value creates the sale. I don't have to sell anything, if that makes sense. So but that's without me having to give my whole self and sit down and work on something with them for 4 hours. And it's a conversation, and each of us can get to that point. So, and then our materials, our content, and our digital, presence, our website, and everything else starts to have that conversation for us. That's the point of all of this. Okay, so the third thing people get upset or get nervous about, they're like, well, what if they say yes and then I can't deliver this value in the product? That's why we need to make sure we're working on our processes and whatever it is we're offering, and make sure that it's something that's sustainable, something that we can scale it to. We don't have a capacity limit where I can only serve this many clients and now I'm dropping the ball because you're trying to run and do and be everything to everybody. We don't want to build a business like that because you're capping your income and it's not sustainable. So once we get past that, then we can get to the numbers, because remember, business is just relationships with numbers. So if you are not making any offers, you can have 10 conversations. Oh yeah, I can help you. Oh yeah, let me and you being all nice people, but you're not offering them anything. They're going to say, oh my God, thank you so much. Appreciate you. You make $0. But if you start making offers and your price is at the right point, now money can start to flow. Because so it actually costs you something. Your fear is costing you something. Remember, fear, if you focus on the past or focus on the future instead of being present in the moment, there's actually a price tag to that. So let's shift our mindset. When we make an offer to somebody, we're actually providing a service. We're offering a solution. If you don't offer your solution, you're being selfish. Reframe it in your mind. If you don't show up and you're not making content and you don't make it easy for people to find you, you're actually withholding something of value that they need. Why would we do that? You're prioritizing your comfort instead of their transformation. So we got to make the shift. Be present in the moment and focus. I need to find some humans to go give this value to. That's what it should feel like every day. Okay. So I want to know if there's a lot of resistance, or have we already gotten past that point in terms of going out and talking to humans and making sure that we're offering value and we don't feel weird about that.
I felt weird about it at first. So it took some times and a couple more sessions with you. But I have been thinking it more as a conversation. Because I did used to be in sales for a little bit, or people didn't know we were selling to them, but we were. And it's just a conversation to me. And I had to remind myself of that instead of putting pressure on myself to make this person want my services or want to give me their money. I talk to them like a human. And I feel like that's what it comes down to, honestly, is we're all people, we're all humans, we all have frustrations, and let's figure this out together is my mindset. So I feel like that's been helping me in my conversations because I've been actually reaching out to people more. I've been trying through LinkedIn. I was like, oh, let me look. I did at least 2 parts of the challenge that you gave us this week, the uncomfortable post and then the 10 companies that we would like to work with. So I am going to go through and see, who I can connect with and start reaching out to them. I started out with people in the dollhouse and people that I know and from school on LinkedIn. And that's where I started. And I'm just trying to, just keep thinking of it as a conversation and seeing where they're at in life and, like kind of catching up with a friend.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier this way. Tracy, go ahead.
So, I'm comfortable doing it. I think for me, I guess I'm always thinking the next conversation, like, all right, just kind of show them that I'm about this life, that I know these things, and I don't necessarily sell them something, but I think what you're saying is I don't have to feel salesy, and I have a business, so I should move them to the next stage, even within a first conversation, to see if there's, because you're right, this whole thing about, okay, there's so many people who say there's something, oh yeah, you do assisted stretching, that seems like a big thing that people want or they know something about, like, okay, I've been wanting to do that, or I've seen that, oh, you do that, oh, I was gonna set something up with someone else, but now I'll set it up with you, and then it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, I still need to talk to my husband, or it's just we keep seeing each other but we don't do nothing. So I think, I don't know if it's an aspect of creating an appointment right there or giving them, because a lot of times it's in a social setting, like I said, the gym or the sauna, or giving them prices right there. I'm not sure. Let me come off camera. I'm not sure how you would see that going as far as what to do to not feel salesy and not wait till next time. Like next time I see them, type of thing.
If you're out in the social setting as opposed to somebody's on a call specifically to learn more about what you do and all of that, if you're in a social setting, that's where the system is supposed to be doing the lifting. Like, you want to make sure that you're getting their information, you're adding some value, and you're taking them to like the next step, right? So getting their information for a lot of us means we need to really focus on an email list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I'm going to do a whole separate, I'm going to find a way to teach all this stuff. But like, if I just met you now, you should be getting some daily or weekly communication from me ongoing. That's
and I
going
know
to
that
keep
there's
building on that relationship. Yeah.
I know there's so much going on in all of our lives. Like, the dynamics of my home just changed recently. My brother just came back from Germany, and there's like a whole shift in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother purchased this house like almost 5 years ago. I did a year of silence in Haiti. And when I came back from my year of silence, I was moving back to Georgia, and he had just purchased his house, but he wasn't going to live in it. And this is his first time living in it. It was completely bare, like nothing in it. And I asked him to keep it that way because I wanted to create it myself based on my own energy. So, because he wanted to do rooms to go. But now that he's here, he's just, he's been in the army since he was 18. And his energy, he's coming in blazing, like fighting. It's like, it's heavy. And my mom just asked me to put sage around the whole house, and the energy is wicked. And then my mom took sleeping pills for the first time on Sunday. He just got back on Saturday. And she took sleeping pills 2 nights. I'm like, Mom, you don't need no help sleeping. You sleep with popcorn in your hand. Like, while you're eating popcorn, you fall asleep. You don't need no help sleeping. So there's so much shift in the energy. So on top of that, I'm now, I don't know if I feel thirsty, but I'm in the midst of creating lives at home, trying to maintain the energy, but at the same time, there's a real shift. And I'm trying to maintain a balanced state of mind, and at the same time realize this is go time, but now it's go time with a little bit of desperation, which I'm not feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's why I'm so big on systems. That's why I keep emphasizing the importance for all of us to actually build systems in our business, because that's going to do some of the lifting. It can't be that our business is based on how we feel or even what's going on in our life, right? It has to be a system of, these are things that I'm doing, every day, every week, are bringing new people into my world. And when they come into the world, part of those conversations, like even in social settings, like you're saying, you're there to gather data. You're not there to validate your, to feel good or whatever, right? We're gathering data. So it's like, however the conversation went, and it comes to something about assisted stretching or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, I've been needing to do that. At that point, now they need leadership, because they know they need it, or they think they need it, but that's, what do I do now? So it's up to you to now have a clear destination to give them. So it's like, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add you to my email list, and I'm going to call you in a week. Or is the mornings or evenings better for you? Like, let's set up a time, like that. You know what I'm saying? So even in the casual social setting, you're still being very direct, very clear. Or I need you to take the mirror test. Go in here, do this right here, and then do you have it where it's automated by now?
It's not automated because everybody is so individualized. Yeah,
Okay.
I still do think there needs to be an automation.
We'll get there. But it takes you, what, 15 minutes, 30 at the most, maybe, to do?
It can, I like to vibe with the person, so I say about 30 to 40.
Okay.
Yesterday,
that's perfect.
Yeah, it took a little longer, but yeah.
That's perfect. So that's what you need to be saying. Okay, listen, I'm going to get your information. We need to schedule some time. We're going to do a mirror test. What that's going to do is da 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 da, and then you explain the value, right? And it's like, let's set up. Pull out your calendar. Let's set it up right now. Like, I would set it up. I'm answering the first part of your question. Like, literally schedule it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though that's free, they don't have to pay for that, but they're going to get this taste test, this demo, this experience with you. And it's very intentional, as opposed to, oh yeah, oh my God, we need to work together. It's like, blah, blah, blah. Like,
I don't want to say I hate that. I don't want to use the word hate, but it's just frustrating to, like, people are so interested in, like, okay, we move forward.
So they need your leadership. So this is why I'm talking to them. You have to do that. You have to say, okay, I know you said you're interested. I know we keep seeing each other. Let's schedule some time. Here's what I need you to do. Give me your email. I'm going to put you to you're going to get on the account, or I'm going to send it to you right now. Here's the link. You're going to get an email. It's going to explain some things. And then, because these are things you can be doing at home. Let's say maybe that's it. You give them a little something that they could be doing at home. And it's like, in the bottom of that email, you're going to see a link. I need you to go ahead and schedule a mirror test. It's going to allow us to because you got to get in motion. Like, you go back to the solution part. You're talking about why it's so important that they do this, that they do it now, that they don't keep putting it off, like all of that, right? So the more leadership you provide in that moment, the question mark goes away. Our job is to erase the question mark so that they know, okay, I need to take a step. Okay, you're right. Okay, let's do it. Okay, next week. Okay, I'm going out of town, but I'll be back on. And literally put them on your calendar if you could, literally right there. But if not, definitely
I almost feel
send
like
the email.
I feel like when people talk to me, it's confusing because I feel like they're like, hey, what do I do? I think I need to just start everybody off with assisted stretch so they can have an experience with me, because I feel like everybody's already there. For whatever reason, everybody is either eager to have an assisted stretch or they've already had an experience with one, because I think we all can start there no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I think that should be like the beginning. Like, okay, we first start off with assisted stretch.
Yeah.
So that we can see your body's strength and flexibility and see what you may need to work on within your yoga practice,
right.
Whether it's your
so
hips
that's
or
the
your
first
shoulders.
step of your value ladder. And
I think that's what I need to switch.
It should be non-negotiable. Exactly. It's like, boom, we start here, then boom, and then boom, like that. And because you've seen the pattern, you talk to enough people and you see that that's a thing. So now establish that as standard in your business.
And I wholeheartedly feel like I can do the mirror testing online too. Like, I feel like I can do it live online. Like, I think, yes, we can be obviously in person, me doing it for them, but I can also do it.
I thought you were
online.
doing it virtually, child. It's got to be virtual. It's got to be something that's more scalable.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm trying to be out of the country. I'm really trying to take this thing virtual.
You have to. You have to. So, and then you said something else about, like I said, I know the energy is a real thing.
Yeah, the energy is it's a big thing.
The more our systems are in place, the less, if something's going on in our life or in our home, the system is still running. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to get to systems as fast as possible. You said something else about almost feeling like desperate energy sometimes.
Yeah, because I feel like, I feel like that now. Because my mom is like, Tracy, that's why I said we needed to save up so that we could have our own place, so this and that. And it's like, my mom's under stress, and that really bothers me, because she's like, I've been begging her to move here for 4 years, but I've been living here with myself for 4 years, almost 5 years. But it's like, she didn't want to come. She wanted her freedom in New York, which I can respect, but she just moved here in May.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And this is hard. This is hard. And I just don't know I'm just trying to, like I said, maintain a balanced state of mind, but at the same time, stay on my grind. And that's kind of like, I feel like my house is my sanctuary. I like to be at peace. I love to be home. But now I'm like, when I'm home, it's a mixed bag.
Okay. So this is
like
where
I said,
you're going to have to be present.
I said good afternoon to my brother when I came in, and he was like, no, I'm not going to let you set the tone. I'm like,
oh, God. Yeah, no. This is
you
where you
know
just
what
have
I'm
to
talking.
be super.
Well, my brother.
Present.
My brother's in the group. You know him.
I wouldn't know him.
My brother he's Gregory Pierre. He's the one that what's that thing called? So I don't have to tell you much.
I didn't know that was your brother. No. I don't have to tell you much. Okay, here we go. Focus. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
This is for everybody.
Yeah.
Desperation energy is when we need them to say yes. We need to make some money. Like right now, we need to hit our goal. We're attached to the outcome, and they can feel it. Your people can feel it. And then you're like, I'm trying to convince somebody. Okay, so we got to switch over. That's the whole point of today. I'm pretty much done. We got to switch over to this energy of service, energy of like the clarity, like setting up an offer and a structure in your business is you providing service to people. Is you making it easier for them to get this value from you. Is you Truly, if you truly believe that everybody needs yoga and for all these different outcomes and benefits, setting up a system that makes it easy for them to get started is a part of your service to them. Right? So it's not, this is, oh, I got to do all this work. Oh, I got to do, that's for everybody. It's like, I'm doing this because if you're present in the moment and you're thinking about the one person, I keep saying the same thing to y'all. We think about this one person that we're serving. And then we want to get everything in order so that it's easy for that one person that we have in our mind, that persona, to take a step, take another step. Maybe they're not ready. Let me make sure, like, as opposed to I got a front door, but no front steps to get up the porch to the front door, making it easy for them to take a step. All of that is in service to your customer, your client. And fortunately, a lot of these changes and shifts, we could do it in a weekend. Like let me finish working on the website, the landing page, so that it's really clear when people land what they need to do. Let me make sure I can just easily, schedule somebody or if they get on the email list, the thing that they receive is something so valuable, that they're going to get like that. So that when you're out talking, you have these tools and you can say, okay, this is what I need you to do, and give them a step that's very, very clear. Yeah. Okay. And then stay focused and present, like literally in the house, in the moment, like just wherever you sitting or whatever you're doing, like, okay, we're here and I'm doing this right here. And don't allow it to get pulled into the past, old programming, other people's issues, and too far into the future. Like, oh my God, because that's what I started off talking about today for about 10 minutes. Though, when you focus on the past or the future, like, why didn't I do this? I should have done it. I could have made better decisions, wasted time, all of that. You're still creating more of that by staying in that energy. And then if you start worrying and getting nervous about the future, oh my God, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You gotta pay these bills, like now your energy is over there, but your human technology only works in the present moment. You can only create when you're present in this moment. So like every breath.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm breathing right now, I'm doing my work right now. It's going to be harder. Okay. But you can't allow your consciousness to get pulled to whatever's going on in the house or whatever I'm worried about or whatever. I'm doing this task. I'm talking to this person. I'm making this phone call. I'm getting this webinar done. Like whatever it is you're supposed to be doing right now, just focus on that throughout your day. Because time is a location. Time is just it's a record of where your energy was with every second, every moment. And if we can get enough inputs long enough, it'll change what's around you. But if you keep getting pulled out, you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting enough inputs.
That's profound. Yeah, I agree.
That's what we got to do. So this is your future self training yourself to do this. You have to learn this skill. You got to learn this skill. So right, even in the house where you are, you got to do this every day. And
Thank you, though.
Call me, child. Put a thing on my thing, and I'll send you one back. Like, you know how we do. I got you.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Absolutely. So desperation questions. How do I know if I'm in desperate energy? Look at what's going through your head. How do I get them to say yes? What if they don't buy something? I really need this sale. I'm trying to hit this goal. I got to hurry up. That's desperate energy. Okay. Yeah. Versus service energy. It's like, how can I help them get clarity? How can I make this easier for them? What is this actually a fit for them? Is this really what they need? What do they need right now? That's from a place of service. How can I make this easier? People are confused. Like in the dollhouse, I got too much value. My people are like, whoa, they just sit back like, oh. So I need to be working on making this so easy for people to step. You know what I mean? And that's a place of service. Not like, okay, I'm trying to, if this was my main business, I gotta make, X number of sales this month, and I don't know. That's the wrong energy. You can't create from desperate energy. So
And 10,000 a month is not a lot. Like I can see it. Like I can see it being simple. And then when I get there, I'm like, what the hell? Let me go for 100. Like I can so see it. Exactly. I just yeah. I've never been there, so I don't. That's why I'm kind of like, how?
Because if you can see it, right, that's you being in the present. That's you collapsing the gap between you and your future self, right? So in that energy where you can see it and you can feel it, and you're like, absolutely. I mean, this is not no money. From that place, we would reverse engineer if we were doing a session right now.
I feel like I leave so much money on the table, and I think that's for all of us. Yet the fear is I don't know how to stop doing that. I feel like there's always going to be like, oh, shoot. They were like, I was trying to look for you. I was trying to find you. And they're sincere. Or realize I didn't call someone, or realizing that something could have happened if I was just
because we don't
like
have systems.
On point just a little bit more.
Yes, we need systems.
That's it. It is a system. It is a system.
Somewhere to put them, and then they're getting constant energy from you, and they're following you down that path. And the system holds the people, not your brain, not you trying to remember, oh my God, I need to call this person. It's a system for that. Our CRM holds that, schedule, the elephant diet, like the email list, everything we do is a system. And that's what holds, instead of the energy coming and going, we meet the person and then it's gone. The system holds that energy. And now we just build more and more and more. If we refuse the systems, that, you see what I'm saying? If I feel behind, that means I'm not present. So now I can't create. You know what I mean? So it's like mandatory that we rise, that we elevate.
And it's like in us, like you said, they don't ever call Black people geniuses, but what we do here is, you too fast, or you too smart for your own good. We hear things like that, but when you said that yesterday, you're right. I'm like, damn, they never do call us geniuses. But then the people they call geniuses, you're like,
they stole the stuff. They didn't even make the stuff. They really didn't. They did not invent most of this stuff. We know that. They be stealing it from Black people at the time, but they definitely are not inventing the stuff that they get called genius for. So
no.
We got to believe in our own power, and then create systems, respect ourselves enough, and be in service to our clients enough to make it really, really easy for them to go down this path with us. I think that's just such a shift we have to make. So clarity, knowing what it is that we solve. Confidence, knowing that you can deliver, because we're putting systems in place so no balls are getting dropped, no people are getting left behind. And then genuine curiosity, again, that's the highest frequency, comes from being in the present moment. You're genuinely interested in helping. How can I make this better? How can I add more value? How can I serve people better? When you combine all those things, clarity, confidence, and curiosity, that is the energy of service. That's the place we got to be in every day. And then do the work from there. So it's like, you no longer can say, I don't know what to do, because I'm telling you what to do every day. Right? So now it's like, which part of this am I on? I need to get my offer together. I need to get my free something together. I need to make something available for sale at a cheaper price point, whatever that is. I need to work on, my Afro conversation so that it feels natural. Whichever part of this you're on, make sure you're focusing on that every day instead of getting pulled by whatever's going on around you, because what's going on around you is old programming. That's the past. That is the past inserting itself into your present to try to carry itself on into the future. So instead of allowing somebody else's energy, old programming, old habits, the things that you use to procrastinate, just running around, kind of chaos, things that don't have systems attached to them, things that are not creating what you want, you have to eliminate those things and create new things. But that only happens if we show up present and in an energy of service. So you don't ever have to sell if you show up in the energy of service. Then we create systems so that the one person, the 2 people, the 10 people that you've talked to over the years who have been excited about what you offer, Now it needs to be 100 people hearing about it every month. It needs to be, whether that's content, whether you're doing live events, whether you're doing, a webinar, whether you start a podcast, like whatever those things are, intuition is trying to build you a system that's going to sustain the life that you want. So we can't ignore that. We have to build those tools out so that the system can now run. And then what we're building now, will carry us into our future. Does that make sense? So, any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, challenges, perspective, and personal story time? Because I'm done. I need us to shift our energy and not resist what they call selling. Because we're really just in service. We're providing solutions. And more people need our solutions. They need to hear about what we got going on. So what y'all got? We're listening, we're offering, we're trusting the system. That's it. We're listening, we're offering, and then we're trusting the system. If you don't have a system, it's hard to get into a place of trust. They could tell that you're just winging it too. They could feel the energy. So the more it's like, listen, this is what I do. I've dealt with people in your position all the time. This is what I suggest. Da, 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 da. So this would be a great starting point for you. Da, 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 da. Just go right here. Da, 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 da. Then if you want to do a follow-up, the link is right there. When you get to the end of that, it'll be a link for you to get on my calendar or whatever your process is. It should be so clear. So if there's confusion, if you're some of these parts are broken and you need help, that's why y'all better call Doll. You know what I'm saying? Go to bettercalldoll.com and let's figure it out. But if you're doing this every day, then you're going to 10x your revenue. The more you build systems, the more people you can reach, the faster you can do this, the more skill you have. And ultimately, the more people come out the other side of it, the more money you're going to make. So if all hearts and minds are clear, y'all, that's it. You don't have to be on here for 2 hours every time. I try to keep a Friday short since we just did this twice yesterday. So if all hearts and minds are clear, y'all, I'll see you on the next one. So drink your water, mind your business, and go get some money, y'all. Until the next one. I gotta go. We out. Pew!